we will continue with the skin texture, and for that we are going to use an alpha to give some details. We will use this 04. The idea is that using this option and an option called drag rec, we will generate some stains over our character skin. We don't want it to look totally even, we don't want it to look totally smooth, the character texture, and with this we will achieve this goal. Obviously we recommend to not use the symmetry because it will be very weird. We are going to do some of these markings, these duties, in our character cavities and others too over the muscle surface. Until now we have generated some shadows, painting with darker tones. But what happens is that we paint, in some way, very smoothed shadows. Yes, I know that at first I thought that the important thing was that shadows were continuous, but in this case what we are going to do is that we are going to add some stains, some irregularities, and this will give a better finish for our character. Let's work more here in the abdomen. As you can see in this moment, we can see a little stain at our character. Let's go to the other side. Let's try to not exaggerate with these stains, so the character doesn't look too dirty. The logic here is very similar to what we do with the shadows. Here where we have the cavities or the muscle lines, the idea is to make much darker or more saturated. I said, as for the quantity of lines that we are going to paint in the cavities. Because the shape that the alpha has, it's start to giving us a feeling of beings in the character interior. Not only the ones that we paint as such, the ones we do large, but we are doing something like inner veins. Remember, as I have said until now, not all strokes as such and more with this tool we are using have to have exactly the same size. The advantage to use the drag rack is that we can change very easily the size. We don't need to change the brush size. So it's very good to get this kind of finish. let's make a change. We will not use the drag tool to make these lines between the muscles, but we are going to use a freehand. And here what I will basically do is that I'm gonna make some stitches. Not a continuous line, but some stitches in some different areas of our character. This so we don't get some continuous lines. That's what we originally do with the shadows. But to get in some way some lumpy, so we get some irregular pattern. In the obliques serratus, let's go to the other side. We have to be rotating a lot our character. Well, looking at him from different angles, cause a lot of times there are areas that we don't paint. So let's get used to rotate our character. Well, it's important to use the test of fire, that's the flat material, to see how is going our character. And now seeing this flat color, we can see that our character doesn't have smooth colors, well, a lot of blur, but it has some stains that make him look much better. Let's add some details here on the hands. As such, this is the technique idea. It's simply to start removing so much smooth in the shadows and start to adding some irregularities. At the end we get the result, and if you compare with the previous version, you will see the character doesn't look so smooth. This is all for now, and see you in the next video.